Hello and welcome back to another document deep dive. This time looking at a very blurry series of documents about this unit here, Grenadier Battalion 560 ZBV, which means zur besonderen Verfügung or Special Purpose, which can mean all kinds of specialist units. In this case, interestingly, it's a penal unit, which are, when you talk about World War II, these are mostly associated with the Soviet Union, but the Germans used them too. Basically how this works was if, as a German soldier, you were convicted of some kind of crime, you could, instead of being directly punished, be sent to such a penal unit in order to clear your name by acts of bravery, and then you would be sent back to your normal unit. And this penal unit here, Grenadier Battalion 560, was, as the name suggests, just a normal infantry battalion, just made up of these penal troops, or to be more exact, there were two types of troops in here. One was called Stammpersonal, or like regular troops, and then there were the Bewährungsmannschaften, which were the actual probationary troops or penal troops. So these were the ones that were punished. So obviously the whole unit wasn't just these penal troops, because that would probably be a bad idea to have it all run by criminals. So this document I found in the documents of the 97th Jäger Division, which was assigned this unit, or this unit was attached to it. And this makes sense because the battalion, of course, is not a unit that can operate on its own. It has to be attached to some kind of division. I will skip a lot of the early stuff here and go to the interesting bits, but yeah, anyway, it says here, Grenadier Battalion for Special Use 560 Activity and Experience Report for the period from August 8, 1942 to January the 20th, 1943. And it says here under general information, the battalion was established on August 8, 1942 by the Hanau Military Registration Office. And then it goes on down here. On November 22nd, 1942, the battalion was transported from the Wildflecken-Rhön train station for deployment to the front. And this is where we will, so this is about the actual march. We will skip over that, and then it goes here, deployment of the battalion. We will carry on here. So on December 18th, the battalion was officially assigned to Infantry Regiment 36, 9th Infantry Division, and on December 25th, 1942, it was tactically assigned to the Royal 6th Romanian Cavalry Division. On December 27th, the battalion was deployed as part of the 6th Romanian Cavalry Division in a defensive position 3 kilometers south of, I think this says Ikekaya or Ikskaya, something like that. It's kind of hard to read, it's a bit blurry here. And it goes on here. Numerous reconnaissance patrol operations enabled the Romanian division to obtain a fairly accurate picture of the enemy situation after only a short period of deployment. Assault patrols ordered by the division based on these reconnaissance patrol missions were carried out with complete success. The battalion distinguished itself particularly in repelling strong enemy assault troops which attacked with the support of numerous heavy weapons. And this testifies to the praise and recognition of the division commander of the 97th Jäger Division, Major General Rupp, to whom the battalion has been subordinated since January 5th, 1943. The battalion itself received active support and understanding of the battalion's unique characteristics within the 97th Jäger Division, particularly from the division commander. How nice of him. So, down here, we have casualties. So for this period, fallen, 1 officer, 5 NCOs, 2 regular troops and 4 penal troops. Wounded, and you can read it yourself now, 2, 5, 2, 25. Of these 25 penal troops, 2 remained with the troop, so they weren't that heavily wounded. And then illness, 4 regular troops, 5 penal troops. Experience report. Goes on here, or field reports you could also say. And this is the one, I will only read the one about the actual penal troops. There's also more stuff about the regular troops. General attitude. During the operational days, it became clear that the battalion's weapons and combat training at home was good. However, some bloody casualties could have been avoided if the NCOs and the enlisted men had more experience, or had more experience in the East. The attitude of the probationary unit is correct and soldierly towards the leaders and NCOs, and comradely towards the regular units. Some incorrigibles, nice band name by the way, have been identified and will be eliminated from the battalion ranks over the next period by applying for transfer to field special battalions. The majority of the probationary units demonstrate a genuine willingness to prove themselves, which is consistently evident in the numerous volunteers for reconnaissance and assault troops. The company commanders have even been able to deploy probationary units to NCO positions in place of non-commanders who are not fully qualified. These select teams, through their grit and daring, contributed valuable reconnaissance results or distinguished themselves in repelling enemy attacks. It is noteworthy that in their deployment so far, the former officers and civil servants have not shown any particular commitment or willingness to prove themselves. They disappear into the crowd. Exceptions, and names them, Grenadier Wilhelm Wolf, former lieutenant colonel, born March 30th, 1906, and Corporal Arthur Wolf, no relation, as you can see, it's written with 2F here, former Air Force Inspector General, both, born November 1st, 1902. So these two, among the officers, actually showed some grit, I guess. So here you can look at some of the awards that they got. Or first of all, here it shows how many were promoted of these penal troops, and then down here, which awards they got. So Iron Cross second class went to 4 penal troops, and the Romanian Cross for loyal service with swords, which apparently is like an Iron Cross second class, also went to 4 of these penal troops. And there are 3 further that are pending. Right? Carries on here with punishments. And this is where it gets kind of interesting, because obviously these were criminals, so you could expect there to be crimes. In order to compare the behavior and delinquency of the probationary units at home and in the operational area, the reporting period regarding punishments is divided into 2 sections. The period from the day of formation, August 8, 1942, to the end of the rail transport, November 30th, 1942, and from the beginning of the march to the operational area, December 1st, 1942, to January 30th, 1943. It is noteworthy that in the first part of the reporting period, 17% of the probationary units had to be punished disciplinarily, so for disciplinary crimes, or while in the second part, only 2.7%. The percentage of those sentenced by the courts, so those that got sentenced for actual serious offenses, right, or those yet to be sentenced, is the same in their home territory as in their deployment area. So the disciplinary ones went down, the actual serious ones, serious offenses remained the same. These are incorrigibles who, through new crimes, demonstrate that they have no desire for parole, right? And these are the actual tables here. So these are disciplinary ones for the initial period after the unit was established. So you can see here 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th company, and then how many soldiers got punished 1 time for disciplinary problems, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So only 1 guy in the 4th company got punished 4 times. Okay, so this is how that works, and then it's counted together here. And this is the same thing for the period after. As you can see, same thing here, and the numbers went down. So for the serious crimes, and now the first ones are those who were actually punished, or where the court proceedings had actually finished at the time the document was done. And this is interesting. Again, we have the 4 companies here, and these are the actual crimes. So this is desertion. Zersetzung der Wehrkraft is basically defeatism, or arguing against the war. Then you have Wachvergehen, which is dereliction of guard duty. And you can see here the numbers, obviously. and military theft, which I think is stealing something like rations or something like that, I guess, and then counted together here. And so this is from the initial period, and then this is the same, already finished processes from the period at the front, and we have here military theft. Now this is less because these proceedings had not been finished yet, so these are those that are not yet finished, again from the initial period: desertion, military theft. And then down here from the front period: desertion, military theft, dereliction of guard duty, self-mutilation, 2 cases here, and a comradely theft, so basically private objects that were stolen from a comrade, and again counted together here. And these were not yet finished. And then lastly, petitions for clemency. A total of 4 petitions for clemency were submitted between August 8th, 1942 and January 20th, January 20th, 1943. Yeah. So I thought this was quite interesting to see what this kind of penal unit worked, what it worked like. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.